promised you that I would get you a helmet review up. I have the 3 helmets here that I personally wear. So super excited about this because each one of these helmets is amazing in its own way. I like to have different options depending on how I'm going to ride, where I'm going to ride, what the temperature is like, just basic things like that. So the first helmet that I ever bought was this Bell. It's a qualifier. This helmet is extremely comfortable. It is well designed. It has very easy to switch out visors. The visors are cheap. The parts are everywhere. This helmet does have a front mouth vent. It also has 2 separate top vents. So depending on how the weather is, you could close one of the top vents. You could close both of them. So it also has 2 mesh areas on the back where the air flows through the helmet and out the back. So it's very nice. The only issue I ever ran into with this helmet is in the winter time, if I'm riding with this Bell qualifier on, my lens will fog up a little bit because I have these vents closed. Now that's a good and a bad, because in the summer you can have these vents open. In the winter you could close them so you're not getting all that cold air rush directly into your face. The inside lining is absolutely amazing. The comfort on this, the padding on this is probably one of my favorite helmets I ever bought. It also does have more air releases on the bottom. So this one is the first one I ever set up to record video with. So the second helmet that I bought was a Biltwell lane splitter. Now, one of the cons to this helmet is that these visors are considerably more expensive than the Bell visors. Also, you need to use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely remove these screws here in order to change out your visors, and if you over tighten them you can crack the visor. So kind of just something to be aware of going into this helmet. Another con to this helmet is there is no vent control for this front. It just has these 3 slits here. You can't control the airflow coming through like you can on the Bell. It just forces air in through the front. So it does not fog as bad. This one I don't really have issues with fogging up on cold or hot days. It has 1 giant slit across the back to release air. So you're getting the air pushed in through your mouth, comes up over your head, comes out through the back. So I really like this helmet for hot days. When I ride my motorcycle, when it is really hot out, like I'm talking 90 degrees outside, I prefer this one because it forces more air in there and it does not fog up as much. But on the negative side, when it's cold outside, I hate wearing this helmet because that ice cold air is just being forced directly into your face and there's no way to control or regulate it. But other than that, the padding on this one's good, but it is not as thick as the padding in the Bell. I feel like the Bell is way more comfortable and has way more padding, but this helmet actually I feel looks a lot better. So in the forms of looks, I would go with the Biltwell. For comfort and performance, I would go with the Bell. Now, I do have this new Harley helmet. I've only worn this out 1 time. So this is the modular one like I showed you guys in the last video. This helmet is extremely comfortable. The padding on it is right on par with the Bell. So it's super comfortable. It is actually has different areas inside of it. I like the setup of this better than the Bell. I think maybe just because it is the modular helmet. But also on this one, you have a giant front vent right here. I really like that. So your mouth vent is huge. So you can open that up on a hot day. This one also has the internal sun shade on there. You could just flip it up, flip it down, so you don't have to wear sunglasses. With the bell, I did have a tinted visor for it, but I gave that one to my wife when I bought the lane splitter, because I have the tinted visor on the lane splitter. So when I'm riding with her, I figured I would give her that smoked visor so I could wear this helmet. And I've been wearing the bell, and I've just been wearing sunglasses with it, so I'm making do. This Harley helmet also has a vent up top, so it has a nice ridge vent up on the top. It actually has 3 areas where the air comes out of the helmet on this top part. So I think this is going to be a great all-around helmet. This is kind of a mix between the Biltwell lane splitter and the Bell qualifier. So I'm really excited to ride this and test this out a lot. I think this is going to be my new favorite helmet. Now, I also did notice on this visor as well, it does have a quick release on it. So yeah, one little push and this thing is quick release, so you could change out them visors really, really fast. So I definitely like that. We'll have to get used to the controls here on this one. But yeah, this is the same thing as the bell. It's that quick push release. You guys can actually see it on here really nicely. Maybe, I don't think I have good lighting on there. There we go. Yeah, so you just slide that tab down and it pops right out. So that's a great feature for me, because I like to be able to change out the lenses. These things scratch pretty easily as much as I ride, and you know, I'm hard on my helmets. When I show up somewhere, I set my helmet down next to my bike, you know, or sometimes I'll carry it around with me if it's a large event. All these helmets are pretty scratched up because they've been around quite a bit. So the other thing I'd like to talk about is the Bluetooth. So I have a Lexan Bluetooth headset on the Biltwell lane splitter. It is the FT4 Pro. I absolutely love this Bluetooth headset. It has the best audio that I've heard on any of the Bluetooth. So I really like that a lot. The only problem is I've been having issues trying to connect it to the Cena. Now, my wife and my son have the Cena on theirs, and I was running this Lexan. I was having a hard time connecting with them. So what I did was I set up a Cena on this one. So I forget the actual model of this Cena. I think it's like a SMH10 or something like that, SMH5 or something like that. But the Cenas interconnect very well with each other, so I can intercom with my wife and my son. All we do is turn these on, press the side button, and it will automatically find and pair with the other helmets. So I like that feature on it. You can hear their voices really well on the Cenas, but when you're playing music or your GPS directions, it doesn't get that loud. So with the actual Lexan, it gets quite loud. On the Cena, it's actually a big long piece. I'll show you guys. So this is your microphone. It's on this big long piece, and you kind of just got to tuck it in there, which isn't a problem on that one. But I like how the Lexan did it. They just had, it's like just a wire, and then it has a piece of tape on the 3M tape on the other side. So I put it wherever I want. I put it down one time and it stays there. Now, the only time it's going to be beneficial to have the arm attachment on the mic is if you have a modular helmet where you can lift that front up. But for this one, I won't need to do that. But there you go. I guess if I could rank these, I would say that my favorite summer helmet so far has been the Biltwell Lane Splitter, based on the non-fogging and based on the air intake on the vents on the front, I would have to say that the second best helmet for the summer would be the full face Harley, the modular flip up Harley helmet. I would have to say that the best winter helmet so far that I have had, the cold weather helmet, is this Bell Qualifier, because you are able to close these vents and shut everything off. So like I said, just got this Harley helmet. I've only rode it a couple times. So we'll see as the weather gets colder. I'm gonna wear that helmet. I'm actually gonna bring that helmet to Sturgis to kind of give it a test ride. But I'm also gonna bring my Bell as well. That way I can have my Cena linked up with my wife and my son. I can keep in contact with them, and that Bell is all set up for my GoPro as well, so I can bring you guys some great footage. So just want to thank you guys for being patient with me. Wanted to get this video up. These are my 3 helmets, and right now I would take either one of these helmets any day of the week. The only thing I don't like about the Biltwell is not being able to close that front vent, but in the summer it's great, so you guys just got to pick your poison.